The Chicago Bears rookie minicamps have officially kicked off. And one of the most coveted rookies, ladies and gentlemen, just made a quote that put the entire league on notice. Let's talk about it. Keep it locked. Welcome back, everybody, to an all-new episode of CHI Go Bears. As always, it's your boy, John J., and with me, once again, is my dog, D Snow from the Go. What's going on, cuzzo?
Man, first of all, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Another great day to be a Bears fan. We are building on to something, and I'm just excited to talk about Bears football, man. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing good, and I got to piggyback on that Happy Mother's Day.
Yes, sir.
Definitely
Yes, sir.
want to
Shout out
wish
to all the
all
moms,
of the
man.
mothers a Happy Mother's Day. I hope you enjoy your day today.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, some Bears talk. So I'm always feeling good when it's some Bears talk. You know, the rookie mini camps have kicked off. And today being Sunday, May 11th, it is actually the final day today. So we'll get that third practice later on. I don't know what time this video will be up, if it'll be up after the practice is over or before. But just want to let that be known that the third practice hasn't officially kicked off just yet.
Okay.
But yeah, it wraps up today, and a lot to talk about with these rookies, D Snow. Before I get into that, though, I want to mention that before the camp kicked off, news of signings, some new money out there, D Snow.
Yes, sir.
So 5 out of the 8 rookies have signed their deals so far.
Awesome.
Everybody except the second round picks. But the second round picks are the 3 that we are waiting for at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah, D Snow, starting off with that first round pick, Colston Loveland, fresh ink. What do you think about how quickly the Bears are working to get these guys signed up, Snow?
I mean, once we're starting to see some of this leaked information or these leaked videos from the draft and seeing the excitement there was when they called these kids and had them on the phone, the back and forth with Ben Johnson, especially one with him and Colston, it seems like this is a match made in heaven. Looks like he wants to be there. He wanted them to be there. This wasn't like maybe we was thinking about getting TJ Warren. It looks like it was all about Colston. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what he has, planned for this kid, what kind of plays he's going to draw up, what he sees for him in the future. So I mean, just from that, I know that Ben Johnson, anybody he's drafting, this is his first draft. This is his first chance at being a coach, his first chance at putting his own, pot together of gumbo, working with pace. And I think he's excited about the guys he's bringing in, man. I can't wait to see these kids on the field and what they do in this new offense and defense that he has planned. It looks like it's going to be fun.
Absolutely. And word out of camp so far is that these guys are looking good.
Yeah.
Speed and athleticism is in abundance, and it's showing out there on the field. So I'm loving that. So as camp is going, every day we get some interviews, some press conferences for each one of the, for somebody different each day.
Yeah.
First day we had some of the rookies out there. We had Colston Loveland, we had Luther Burden, we had Azie Trapoilo. And then yesterday we had some of the coaching staff. Oh, and the first day we also had Ben Johnson. Yesterday we had the coordinators. We had Declan Doyle and Dennis Allen, along with a couple more of the rookies. But one thing Declan Doyle mentioned was Caleb Williams' work ethic. He was asked the question if he had any dealings with him yet. Has he seen how he's gotten down? Has he had a chance to work with him? And he made a point to acknowledge that, yes, Caleb Williams has been in that building. He has been working out. He has been working hard, and he acknowledged that his work ethic is unbelievable, and he's been staying late after hours. So just to hear that our QB1 is doing what's necessary to have a better year 2 and learn this system, I think that's a big deal. How does that make you feel, D Snow?
Oh man, you gotta have work ethic if you working three models, man. So if he can work
You
three
did.
models, if the man can work three fabulous models, I know that his work ethic in the quarterback room and on the field is going to be spectacular. So that was
That's
just a little
facts.
practice leading up to the practice. You heard? But yeah, man,
That's facts.
I'm loving that, man. You have not seen anything or heard anything bad about Caleb since he became a Bear. And it continues to go in that route. I think this kid is really trying to be that franchise Bear. He's trying to be the best Bear ever, like he said. So I don't expect anything but greatness from Caleb going into this new regime.
No doubt. I'm with you on that one. I second that
Yes,
opinion.
Sirski.
Um, yeah, I think he's in for a massive year. Um, Maybe that's being a homer, but just the things that are put around him and his ability. And I know that he was unsettled about that first
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
I think we about to see some fireworks.
Did you see that AI? What the Bears are going to look like in the next 10 years? They're
I did.
predicting us to win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years, and
I
they're
did.
predicting
I mean,
Caleb to go nuts. So,
I
hey,
did. It's AI, so I don't
it
put too
is
much
AI.
stock in it, but entertainment,
Computers don't play on the field, but man, I am expecting 4,000 plus, 20 touchdown plus, seasons from Caleb.
no doubt, no doubt. So let's get into the main thing. What we all here for? That mini camp, the
Yeah,
rookie mini camps. So far in the first 2 days, like I mentioned, one of the big notes is the speed and athleticism. And so far, one of the stars have been Luther Burden III, D Snow. They are raving about Luther Burden III. He is making spectacular catches. Now, mind you, this is without pads. This is just workouts.
yeah.
This is
No pass rush.
they're learning the basics.
Yeah,
Um, but it's still good to see and hear things like that. Hard work and good catches, you know. Um, Now, one thing I did note from what I heard yesterday, and the first mention of it was when Declan Doyle was at the podium. He was asked a question about Luther Burden apparently getting dinged up at the end of practice. And
okay,
he didn't really speak much on it. He made a note that he would leave that up to coach, to the head coach
okay,
to talk about any possible injuries. So we don't know until today's practice happens the severity of it.
okay.
It doesn't sound like it's anything serious. I haven't seen any reporting besides people commenting on that comment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it sounds like at the end of the practice, he went up for a catch and he failed. He landed awkward on a ball, so people thinking it might have just had the wind knocked on out of him. So hopefully that is the case, D Snow. We definitely don't want to see any injuries happen, especially at
Yeah,
this point. It's way too early, and we got a lot on this guy.
yeah.
But
He's
yeah, it
young,
doesn't
man.
sound
He'll
like it's
bounce
going to
right
be a
back
big
up.
deal.
Yeah, he's young, man.
Yeah.
He'll be all right.
But speaking about Luther Burden, man, D Snow, he dropped a quote, man. He dropped a quote that got everybody talking. And if you a Bears fan, I don't know how you can't be fired up when you hear it. They asked him after the draft, after he fell to the second round, is it over with now? Is it on to the next now? He said, no, no, that's staying with me forever. He said, everybody that passed up on me got to pay.
Mm, I love
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo,
it.
D
I love
Snow,
when football
D
players say that.
Snow, D Snow. Everybody got to pay. That fired me up, D Snow. I hope that fired up the fans, man. Y'all drop a like if that fired you up.
Dang, defensive backfields. I hope y'all ready because we gonna be high powered. We are gonna be high powered. There is nobody to double. Y'all in trouble. y'all in trouble. And we're not
Absolutely,
done yet.
absolutely.
We can find a way to get one of those nice veteran running backs in our fold. We'll be okay.
Yeah, yeah. But just everybody has just been talking about how much of a dog this kid has in him, and you seeing it.
Yeah.
You're seeing it, D Snow. So he's got a huge chip on his shoulder, and I can't wait. I can't wait. Um, he's gonna be a fun player to watch. Now, Colston Loveland is somebody who we know he was coming off of a shoulder injury, so he is very limited in these practices.
Okay.
He won't be ready to go officially As far as we know, he should be cleared by training camp, so he
Okay.
should be a full participant in that. But only limited in these workouts. And he did say that the plan is to still join in when Caleb brings all of the receivers together.
That's what's up.
He does plan on being a part of that. So I definitely enjoyed hearing that, D Snow.
Yeah,
What do you think about that?
that's very important, man. You know, especially being the pick as high as he is, I'm expecting to see production on the field from him next year. This isn't a guy you tuck away. We gonna coach him up. No, we're expecting him to be on the field. We're expecting him to get some touches. I'm expecting
Yeah.
at least 50 catches, 500 yards, if not more. That's what I'm looking for out of this kid. So I think it's important that even if he can't play yet, that he's getting used to the nuances. The play calling. Just being out there on the field, getting comfortable with the quarterback and the receivers. It's gonna be fun to watch. But I think it's cool that they are getting him prepared because mentally we both know football, man. You gotta be ready to go when it's time to go. So let's get him out there. Let's get him comfortable.
Yeah. A lot of pass catchers you're gonna have to keep happy, and he will be one of them.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, you think that you got to imagine his role is going to be huge. Just when the coaching staff is asked about him, they can't contain themselves. They're
yeah.
giddy talking about him. Um, Another guy who dropped a quote that I'm not sure a lot of people knew about. I didn't know, um, but I got really excited when I heard it. I'm talking about the left tackle, Azie Trapoilo.
Yeah.
Trapilo. Um, he mentioned that he worked out at left tackle after practice for 2 years. After every practice, even though he was playing right tackle. Now we knew he started off at left tackle,
Hmm.
but he played the last 2 years at right tackle for Boston College. But we didn't know, D Snow, that he was staying afterwards, practicing at left tackle for a couple hours after every single practice over those 2 years. I mean, that's hunger and devotion. And the kid did it because he said he knew he wanted to go to the NFL. And he knew that the quickest way for him to get on the field was to be versatile, to be able to play both spots.
Yeah.
First off, the foresight to know that was the move to make. And second off, just the dedication and the preparation, like that right there, all the shuns, the dedication, the preparation, the determination, the proliferation. The kid, I'm digging it, cuz man, it's just that got me fired up. But what do you think about the kid and just that foresight to work out at left tackle and now to be in the position to compete for starting left tackle?
This is what you call a true student of the game. I mean, this is a kid that came in prepared, knowing that, hey, playing tackle in the NFL, sometimes you're going to have to switch. Sometimes they need to fill you in another spot. Sometimes you got to be able to plug another hole. And what that does for you, this thing right here. This thing right here, baby. That's called the
Yep.
money. It's called the moolah. The two positions in football that get paid the most, quarterback and offensive line. And hey, why not be able to be, universal? Why not be able to, fit another spot? So I think that was cold. If the coaching staff, ain't no way the coaching staff didn't know that. They do they dig and they do
I'm
their due
sure that
diligence.
was a big part of
Oh,
them
there's
drafting
there's
him.
no way
They
they didn't know that because
that
that is a
came in
plus.
in the
Oh yeah,
interview. I'm
yeah.
sure.
That's something they have to know. But to just hear that from a kid, that's exciting to hear because that shows you that he's already ready if things happen. Next man up mentality in football is important, and he's ready for whatever coming at him. And I love that. I love that. That was exciting when I saw that story.
Yeah. And so, like I said, we knew that he had some left tackle ability. We knew that he could be a swing
You
tackle, but
didn't know
I
he
didn't
was
know he was
practicing.
that. I didn't know he was.
He was getting ready.
He never left that
He
mode.
like, throw me in there right now, coach. Let me
That
show you something.
I feel like that right there just boosted his chances of
Oh
getting
hell
that
yeah.
starting spot.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And then the idea of a kid like that working next to Joe Tooney, you feel like he's going to be able to pick up all the nuggets Joe Tooney got to give.
Braxton Jones, bruh. Hopefully this is putting a fire under you, man. Because we want you here. We drafted you high for a reason. But man, hey, like we talked about in a couple episodes ago, competition is gonna be on fire when everybody
Yeah,
hits camp and we're out there. It's gonna sharpen that iron. We're gonna come out a pretty good team this year.
absolutely. Because you got guys that started for you last year that are now going to become depth pieces, second and third
Mm.
guys now. So that changes
They
the
might
game
look better
on
in
that
those
line.
positions.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely loving it, and Trapillo is somebody I'm definitely keeping an eye on now. Um, absolutely. Another guy who I'm keeping an eye on is one of the guys we were most curious about with this draft. One of the biggest enigmas That was the fourth round pick, the linebacker out of Maryland, Ruben Hippoly. Um, that was the big question mark. Everybody was like, I don't know about that pick. And it still seems to be that way. Um, but the more this kid talks, the more I'm starting to dig it. At least him as a person so far. He
Hmm.
seems like he's got an interesting story. Seems like a hard worker, a well spoken, highly intelligent young African American guy. I'm really excited.
Yeah,
I want to give credit for this.
yeah.
Um, and when D Snow, when he talked, when I was watching him on the press conference, hey, every now and then he opened his eyes wide, and I just thought this guy got them Bobby Porter's crazy eyes. Like he's like you're a nice guy and all, but that's 236 pounds,
Chasing
fofo
out on the
speed
football
running at
field.
you with them crazy eyes. I'm starting to become a fan, D Snow. I'm starting to become a fan.
Now you can tell that's the type of kid that really won them over in the meetings and stuff like that. You know, when they sat down with the kid, asked questions, you could tell that he scored high when it comes to ability as well as football IQ. And I think that's what we're building out here. Like we talked about, we're trying to build a new culture of kids that know how to play, that's used to winning, that want to be here, not want to play football, but want to win at football as well. So, I mean, hey man, that's the kid we took a chance on. We had enough space to do that. So if he fits, yay. If he doesn't, it's not gonna kill us. So hopefully he does find a way to do something to make our football team better.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then just the last guy that I want to speak on was the fifth round pick, Zaf Frasier. This is the defensive back with not a lot of experience coming out of UTSA. I believe the Roll Runners, I think is their name.
Never heard of them.
Um, but yeah, San Antonio. But this is the guy. He had what did I say? I think it was like 8 picks
Yeah, yeah,
in the 1 year he started.
yeah.
So tons of potential there. And who knows how it starts for this kid, if he makes the official roster or if he starts off on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Being a fifth round pick out of a small school, we don't know what he looks like when he gets around everyone and puts the pads on. He's tall, he's fast, he's long, he's also extremely thin. Um, but this is the guy that new DB coach Al Harris stood on the table for, basically. And one thing I didn't realize is they have the same body type, him and Al Harris. A lot of
Mm,
similarities from him. So he's got the perfect guy to listen to and
okay.
get coaching from. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, but the Tyreek Woolen comps have been going crazy. Tyreek Woolen, I believe, was drafted out of the same school.
Okay.
Um, fourth or fifth round for Seattle a couple years ago. And if he wasn't defensive rookie of the year, no, I think that was the year that Sauce Gardner got it, but
Okay.
he was runner up. Woolen is somebody that came from a small school and showed out, and you think that maybe this kid has some of that in him. Um, and also leadership.
Okay.
Now he's a little bit older. He's about 25, and that COVID year has given us a lot of these older players, D Snow, because you had that extra year of eligibility on top of a potential red
Yeah.
shirt year. So we
Yeah.
might get COVID year guys all the way up into 2026.
True. True. There's
Um,
still dudes out there flexing they they college eligibility out there at 27,
facts.
28. Yeah,
But
yeah.
one thing that stood out about him to me was they mentioned that the first practice day one for the majority wasn't smooth. And you could expect this is the first practice for these rookies, first time being together, new coaching staff, all of that. So you could expect first practice to always be rough. But what stood out was he mentioned that night at the hotel, he led a practice for the rest of the rookies. They
Damn.
all got together to work out at the hotel after day one, and they came back
Wow.
day two on fire. Um, and that shows a lot of leadership.
Mm,
He mentioned that he didn't consider himself a leader. He sees himself in the same position, but for that to be an automatic instinct shows true leadership ability.
yeah.
This is rookie minicamp. This dog eat dog. I'm trying to take your job. For him to lead, to help make sure everybody was on point. shows just next level maturity,
Yeah.
leadership, and just a good man.
And
Snow.
we both know when it comes down to those last few of that 52, and sometimes it's not about, position. Sometimes it's about how guys, what guys showed the coaches. If they want you here, if they felt like you want to be a part of this team, what you bring to the team. So to have a guy that's already out there trying to lead the troops, trying to be part of what's going on, not knowing if he's even gonna make the team, that's big. That's a
Yeah,
that's a nice big star on his chest. When
selfless.
oh man, when it's time to start cutting down and chopping down that roster, that's gonna get him through a couple of those cuts because you want a guy that's mature, ready to go, that's not willing, that's selfless like that. That want to go out there and help other guys. Because like you
And we
say, they
saw,
don't like each other right now.
you would think, and we saw from Hard Knocks last season how Ryan Poles, kind of got really emotional when he had to cut a guy that was a good character guy.
Yeah.
We know that Ryan Poles really feels for those good character guys. So I feel like this might be a Poles guy.
Yeah.
If it wasn't before, he is now. Um, but yeah, D Snow, what do you think about our rookie class so far, man?
Man, I'm loving it. One person you didn't get into, and I feel like I got to give both of these guys some love. And I got to bring this up because nobody's talking about the elephant in the room. But Kyle Manungai, man, working out with Eric Bieniemy.
Yes,
Hey,
I'm glad you mentioned
hey,
that because he is showing
hey,
out too. Yes,
you are seeing a 7 round pick that is going to make this team. You see that they see something in him. And every time I think about that, the comparison between him and the kid that's, running out of the backfield for Kansas City right now, Eric Bieniemy worked with him. You know,
Pacheco.
yeah, Eric Bieniemy worked with him. I
Yep.
don't know why Eric Bieniemy can't get a head coaching job. He has done something to somebody out there. I think it's just the way he is with players. I heard he's a little rough. He's a
Yeah, I
little
think it's
old
just
school,
he rough.
and
They probably
these
don't
new,
interview well.
yeah, these new prima donnas. You can't talk to him, you can't touch him, you can't find him. But hey, I'm just happy when I saw that we pulled him in as a coach. He's been on nothing but winning rosters. He did a great job in Washington last year with a bang up. Who are the who are the running backs for the Commanders?
I
You
mean, he
know,
got 4,000 yards out of Sam Howell.
dude, we are getting ready to see a change in our offense. Our offense is going to be great this year, and I'm excited to see Eric Bieniemy out there working with this 7 round kid. Him reacting to the coaching and saying that kid, hey, like you said, that kid is ready to go. He has the body of a fullback that'll run somebody over. That kid looks good
Facts.
already in pads. So
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because I
yeah,
didn't have that in my notes. But yes, Kyle Manungai has been getting good reviews,
yes,
and also I'm hearing that he's been catching the ball better than people thought.
mm,
He didn't have a lot of receptions coming out of Rutgers, but maybe that was just part of their game plan. I don't know, but
yeah,
they we'll see if it changes when pads get on. But so
yeah,
far in camp, they said he's looking like he's catching the ball too. So
yes, sir, yes,
yeah, I'm
sir,
glad you mentioned that. And
yeah.
Eric Bieniemy, they said he is loud. He is. A
Yeah, it's
lot of
something
people
about
are
him why he
hearing him.
can't get
Yeah,
that head coaching
he
job. But
definitely
hey,
talking that talk,
hey, we
boy.
need it though. Come on, Eric, whip us into shape. But it was fun watching those guys doing that little thing, that back and forth. And you see, Kyle Malunga is a student of the game too. He's all in, listening. Yes, sir. Yes, I love it, man. I can't wait to see what we produce out of this. But shout out to Kyle and to Eric, man. Shout straight up. Go Bears.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just real quick before we get on up out of here, one last thing I want to go over: all of the rookie numbers have been released.
Okay.
So before I get these rookie numbers again, y'all please drop a like. Help the channel out. Help us get into that algorithm and show this channel or put this channel in front of other people like you, so they can get some of the same value slash
Yes,
entertainment.
sir.
You dig? And also subscribe to this thing if you haven't already. But these rookie numbers, these Snow, Colston Loveland will be wearing number 84. And now, mind you, the Bears also said after they put these numbers out that they are technically subject to change, but right now this is the way it's going down.
Okay.
But yeah, Colston Loveland, number 84. Luther Burden III will wear number 87. When they asked him why he picked 87, he said because all the good numbers were gone. The Bears have a hell of a lot of retired numbers.
Mm.
Um, Azie Trapoilo, number 75. Shamar Turner, number 95. Uh, Luke Newman, the guard, number 65. Zaf Frasier at DB, number 20. Ruben Hippoly, Mr. Crazy Eyes, 47. And running back Kyle Manungai, number 25.
I said
So
this
yeah.
before, man. We are going with old school football numbers. Nobody has the 1, 3, 8, 9. Because you see.
Well, I think a lot of those are because Burton wanted three.
Oh, he wanted 3.
But it's
Okay.
a retired number. One is Jalen Johnson. He took it after Fields left. Um, so yeah, the Bear, like I said, Bears got a lot of retired numbers, so it's hard
One
for
of the
them to
oldest
fit some
franchises.
good
I can
ones.
see that.
Yeah. Um, the talk is they're trying to work something out where we can get some of these numbers open back up, but I don't know how they're gonna do that or what's the plan for that.
Yeah, the old school
Um,
fans are gonna cry.
yeah, but I mean, we gotta have some numbers available.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Gotta be
can't go to
something
triple
playable.
zero.
We can't retire everything now. Oh, so yeah, that's gonna be fun. But hey, if Luther Bird, you got a chance to make 87 special.
That's right.
Ain't no special 87 in Bears history. So you can be that. Uh, so yeah, and next week the schedule release. We are looking
Ooh,
forward to that schedule release. So when that
yeah,
schedule release drops, we're gonna come at y'all with our predictions
yeah,
for the record
yeah.
for the season.
I'm expecting a pretty light schedule too. I don't expect it to be too heavy.
Yeah, so it should be interesting. Definitely can't wait for that. I'm expecting a lot of primetime games personally.
I think this the year we play the AFC South too.
So we play the AFC North.
Oh, we get the North
That
this year.
we know the teams, we just don't know the schedule itself.
Ooh,
So
so we are gonna have a pretty heavy
we
schedule.
play the AFC North, we play the NFC East, and then a few add-ins like the Raiders. Who else? Who else? There's a couple more add-ins in there. But yeah, I'll have it for you on schedule release day.
Okay, okay,
But the two divisions that we play are the AFC North and the NFC East.
okay.
So we're gonna get that rematch for with Washington, which should be a primetime game,
Oh yeah, we
and
need
we
our
get
get back.
that AFC North. So we with the Browns and the Steelers, and hopefully we see hopefully Shador is playing when we see them. Um, so yeah, this is gonna be an interesting schedule. Hopefully a lot of primetime games. The Cowboys, that should be a primetime game because Eberflus.
Yeah,
Caleb versus Eberflus.
yeah.
I'm
Gonna kick their
sure
butt.
the world gonna want to see that. All the talk about it was the coach's fault.
Yeah,
Can he stop Caleb?
I don't think so.
It's a lot of intrigue there. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, definitely can't wait for that schedule release. So y'all want to see how we feel about that? Definitely make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications. Keep it locked to CHI Go Bears
You
for that
heard?
fire news, entertainment, Bears content.
All day, all the time. We right back at y'all. And hey, I know you like to ask me we not got any last things, man, because we getting to
That was
that
coming
point.
up.
I knew
Yeah,
it. I
that was
knew
there.
it. Hey, shout out to Travis Hunter, man. Hey, Nike, y'all fumbled the bag. Y'all fumbled the bag. All y'all had to do was give his little bro a contract, and y'all got the bread. Y'all just missed out on an opportunity for a franchise guy to continue to take it out to the next height. But no matter what, shout out to Adidas for making it happen, for giving him what he wanted. Shout out to Travis for looking out for little bro. You don't see people do that a lot. So usually it's about me, me,
Facts.
me, me. I made it. It's my time. He made sure, hey, I'm gonna eat, and little bro gonna eat. So man, hey, shout out to that man. Shout out to Travis Hunter. That was a boss move, man.
Yeah, that's hard. And shout out to the Pope.
Man,
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, we
gotta
got
get
a
a postal
Chicago
love,
Pope.
yo.
We got a Chicago Pope. You can't tell us nothing anymore.
Y'all see
Like
it?
even though he ain't a Cubs fan, he a White Sox
Yeah,
fan. We'll take that. We'll take that.
yeah.
But we got a Chicago
Oh
Pope,
yeah, we
people.
on holy ground now, baby.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
hey,
yeah.
so we know
Yeah,
who we praying for every night.
we chosen. We chosen.
The
We
chosen
chose. We
ones.
God's chosen in this piece. Can't tell us nothing. We children.
Nigga.
We
Couldn't tell us
children of
nothing
God.
before this, so now it's
Yeah,
even
yeah, yeah.
worse.
It's up. It's up there now. It's up.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the Pope, man. Congratulations, man.
Absolutely. But
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ladies and gentlemen, from us here at CHI Go Bears, as always, bear down, ladies and gentlemen, and we love y'all. We appreciate y'all, and we'll holler.
Stay dangerous, Chicago. It's getting hot out there. Y'all take care. Keep your head on the swivel.
Yes, sir. Peace. Peace out, people. And RIP To them old
R.I.P.
Blockians.
You already know, man.